Springman here, which is going to be something that we're going to see the Ram be very pertinent on.
Right, we saw this matchup earlier, right, where it was so challenging to deal with the head-on aggression from Springman, and the one response was trying to go double Ram rather, and just go around it. But immediately, Asqew is starting off the round by getting himself his fully charged Dragon Arm. I like the fact that he's rocking the Ram on DNA Lab. It allows him a way to put pressure behind the platforms very easily.
Now, Replicant is playing a little bit of an odd style. This was actually one used in a smaller local tournament for defaults at a little place called Adventure Games, if some people remember me trying to promote that as much as possible. Vertical Hunger used this and actually got grand finals.
Wow.
Against Resolve.
Wow, that's impressive. Let's see whether or not it pays off now for Replicant. Right now, he still has quite some distance to have to travel, but the comeback kid aura on display here, getting him those permanently charged arms. But he still doesn't have many hits left to give yet. That one hit from the Dragon is going to take out the rest of his life. Asqew taking that first game really, really comfortably.
Asqew is very aggressive with his play, and he's not going to allow Replicant to have any space. As you can see, the Boomerang needs more space, and Replicant notices that and just goes to the
toaster and tribal, yeah. And I kind of like this change too, because that allows him to put on pressure a little bit easier onto Asqew, because like once he gets that knockdown, he needs to then make sure that this Dragon can't come out to play again. But he's not going to be able to
say that.
He's going to be eating that rush instead. And going to just hide behind these pillars, trying to find his one chance to get something happening against Asqew. Asqew still finding these pecks along the side, not, again, trying to do the head-to-head combat, but instead catching the side movement from Replicant. Just like that, retreating to the far end. Getting so much distance both off of the Ram and the Dragon, and closing it out with a perfect. Asqew is looking very, very good at the Springman matchup.
Very good. The Ram is a big player, but the Dragon, it does a lot of work in terms of the opponent tries to poke in.
Yeah.
They get hit with the beam.
Yeah.
And the beam just screws with them.
Yeah, especially if it's like charged and it sets them on fire and knocks them down.
Right.
Putting you in a really solid position even further.
So he's switching it up to Ninjara. This is probably even. You can block the Ram, so you can do that kind of stuff. The most important player here is the Tri-Blast, because that gives because when it's charged, it's explosion, which happens with the kicks that Min Min has.
Oh right, so that way she was not going to be able to knock them away. They'll still end up blowing up in her face.
Yep, and knockdown. That's probably the most important factor. But it loses out the light attacks, just as you're seeing here.
Yeah, interesting pick also of Temple Ground, a similar sort of stage to the DNA Lab, a more spaced out stage with pillars around super fights and cover. But now that he's rocking a Chakram himself, I think Replicant's also going to be able to get some mileage here. But he's going to be still caught on the back foot, stuck in the corner, and Asqew being able to get his rush online significantly sooner, but he finds himself the grab, getting himself some momentum, and importantly, depriving Asqew of the Dragon Arm.
Just look at how much space each player needs in order to make good use of their Chakram and Ram. Chakram can lead into a grab. Oh, Asqew just looking for that risky grab there. Just knew that it wasn't going to get punished.
Oh, the rush, though, coming in through. And you saw the little hesitation first, right? Just tossing out the beginning of the Chakram to make sure he had to confirm before going all in with both of his arms.
This could be big.
Replicant not out of it yet. Oh, just as I say it, ends up eating the Ram from the side. But he has the full rush already built up, ready to go for round 2. And it's just a matter of choosing which arms he wants to go into. Ends up changing the Chakram out for a more conventional boxing glove.
That's the buff.
That's the buff, okay.
Which had a very limited popularity until Japan really showed it off. And Japan really is one of the big showers for customs, for default customs, for just arm loadouts in general, and buff was huge on that.
In the meantime, Asqew getting a lot of momentum right now, finding himself another confirm, ton of damage on Replicant, and still having Dragon Arm ready to go. Just one more hit now from Asqew, but Replicant not going down without a fight, trying to find some way to keep the momentum up, especially gets that knockdown. That's exactly what he needs to get rid of that Dragon Arm. Meanwhile, going to need to keep weaving around both the Dragon and the Chakram, but not going to be able to do it. Asqew finding it.
So what happened was just they rushed, the Ram just looped around, and it just hit right on the back of Replicant. It was a beautiful play, and it just made a lot of sense.